In today's video, we are going to design a crankshaft in the SolidWorks. So first of all, we are going to discuss the drawings of the crankshaft. So this is the isometric view. And this view, if you look here, it is the front view. If you look this design from this side, it is the front view. And this view is the top view. And here we have a section view, which will give you the details. And this one is the detail view for these two cuts. Two cuts are here, so this detail view is for the cut. And there is also another section view CC, which is from here to give us the information about this tab. These two tabs are here. So we are going to design it in the SolidWorks. For the base feature, we are going to design this shaft, and we are going to use the revolved feature in the SolidWorks. So we are going to design the this half upper portion. So this will be the construction line, and this view we are going to design it in the SolidWorks. So just go to the SolidWorks, make sure your units are in IPS. You can change it from the start. So whenever you are going to start the SolidWorks, make sure for the units. If you did not change it and you work in other unit, it will be a mistake and you are not able to correct it. So go to sketch, and we are going to open the sketch on the front plane. Uh, I am going to draw a center line from the origin, a horizontal line, then select the line tool, draw the a line from this origin, just draw a random shape. We also have a cut here. Just try to draw a random sketch. We will add the dimension later. So trim this portion of this sketch. So this is a random sketch. Let me close this sketch. So we close this sketch. So this is just a random sketch. We also have the relations sketch relation here. If you want to hide it, you can go to view, hide and show, and sketch relation. You can hide it, but it's better for the tutorial. We keep it open. And this line must be horizontal. Now try to add the dimension for the total length of this shaft. It's given as 6.57. Okay, and let's define the other dimensions and try to find it from the drawings from the different view. So we added this total dimension here. Now I am going to add the dimension, this one, the one dimension. We can also find the diameter, different diameter here. And for this detail, it has the dimensions for these two parts. And for this cut from the one side to the other side, it has a distance of 2.20. So define the dimension for this dimension, select this line and this reference line. So we have our diametral dimension. If you move upward, up from this reference line, it will show you a radius dimension. If you move downward, it will show you the diametral dimension. So this dimension is 0.75, and this dimension from this line to this reference line, this dimension is, we are going to add the diametral dimension. It looks good. If you add the radial dimension, it's also good, but it's your choice. For me, I am going to put the diameter dimension. Okay, now define the dimension of this cut from this point to this point. Its dimension is given as 3.20, and the dimension for the Diametral dimension, we are going to add it. It's 0.9894, sorry. Okay. And the total length of this cut is 0.46. And for the other side, we know from this point, this line to the start of the cut, its dimension is given as 0.48, 0.94, and the length of this cut is 0.046. Okay. So at this point, we added all the dimension, just one dimension is left, which is this dimension. It's moving upward direction, or it can also move in the other direction because the diameter dimension of this is not defined. We can either add this dimension or we can add the relation by pressing the control, select this line and make a relation of collinear with them. You must have a good command with these relation. You must know how you can use these relation to help you to achieve the fully defined sketch. At this point, the sketch is also underdefined. That means some dimension is missing. We did not added a dimension. So if you look for this dimension, you can move it here by grabbing the blue dimension. The blue dimension is telling here that it's not fully defined. You can get which dimension is missing. So we have to define the length from this point to this origin. This length is given as 1 inch. So at this point, it's fully defined. So we can change the decimal point. So to 3, decimal to 3. Now it's look good. Select the sketch. Make sure you select the sketch, go to features and select the extruded base boss. So it will revolve base boss. So it will revolve the sketch around this reference line and make a solid model. I'm going to hide this sketch. So at this point, we have to think about our next step. Let's go to the drawing. So for the next step, we have to add this tab. So let's find its dimension. So from the left face to the face of this tab, on the back side, it has this dimension 3.23, and the other dimension of this tab is given here. Okay, so for this cut, this dimension is 2.23, and by mistake we put 3.23. So let's change it. This dimension is 2.20. Okay, so for this tab, we are going to add a reference plane from this side, and this dimension is given as 3.23. And we want this plane to move in the other direction. We are creating a sketch plane because if we don't create this sketch plane, we are not able to draw this tab. So for this tab, let me explain why we needed to plane this plane. So at this point, we draw this shaft, right? So we needed this plane and this tab here at this point, and it has a distance from this surface to this surface is given as 2.23. So we have to define a sketching plane at this position, so we are able to draw a sketch at this position. If we don't make the plane here at this point, we are not able to draw a sketch at this point. There are other methods by which we can create a sketch on this place, and we can extrude it at this place, but this is a good option. You must know the concept of the planes, why we create the new planes. Okay, we have to flip the direction at this point. So basically, when you click on the sketching, it will ask you for the sketch, you needed a planar face or a edge on which to create a sketch for the infinity or existing sketch to add the infinity to that sketch. So whenever you click on the sketch, it will ask you about the sketching plane or the sketching surface. So the initially we have these three planes: the front plane, top plane, or right plane. So if we needed to draw it another location which is not uh, relevant to these three planes, we needed to create a another plane. So that's why we created this plane at this position. Okay, so we want the sketch on this plane. So first of all, I am going to draw a circle for this profile. We are drawing this profile now. So this circle, we draw this circle, and then we draw this bigger circle. And for this circle, it has a center here. So this point is the center for this sketch. Okay, we draw this circle and another circle from this region like that. So now just define the dimension of the smaller circle. So for this circle, we have a we have a radial dimension of 0.75. So if we are putting the diameter dimension, we have to multiply it by 2. Okay, we draw this one, and the dimension from this point to this point is given in the drawing, and this dimension is 1.125. Okay, and now we needed to define the dimension of this circle. So I am going to click on this circle and define the dimensions. So radius of this circle is 2. Okay, and this point must be uh, vertical with the reference of this point. So we add a relation, press the control on your keyboard, select this origin and this point, and they must have a relation of vertical. Okay. Now we draw a center line like that, and we draw a line from this point to this circle, and another line from this circle to this circle. Okay, just trim the this portion of the sketch. Okay, now we needed to define the dimension and add some relation. So angle between this line and this line is given as 15. And these two lines must have a symmetry with the reference of this line. We can add this symmetry relation, or we can also add an angle between this line and these two lines, the half of 15. 15 divided by 2. So it will also add the symmetry. Now the dimension of this circle is given as 2 radius. Now our sketch is fully defined. Just trim this portion and our sketch is fully defined. Exit the sketch, and now we needed to use the extrude command. So the dimension of this tab is given. It is 0.3. So 0.3, and make sure the direction of the extrusion must be in the right direction. If you extrude it in that direction, it is wrong. You have to extrude it in the other direction according to the drawing. So we took this dimension from this side, this one, and this is the total thickness of this tab. So we have to extrude it in that direction. Okay. So we needed that in the other direction. If you extrude it on the opposite side, it is a error. So now hide this sketch. Next point, we have to make a tab here. There is a tab, Its dimension is given as 0.125 and its diameter is given as 1.135. So open the sketch on this plane, circle, and now we needed to find the center of this edge. So just click the circle and move your cursor on this edge. It will highlight the center. And this dimension is given as 1.135. Now extrude this sketch. So the thickness of this extrusion is 0.125. Okay. Now we needed to add this other tab. We also have a tab on the other side. And if you see the distance between these two tabs, it's given as 0.85. So we needed a plane in the middle of these two tabs so we can mirror this whole tab and this circular tab on the other direction. So we needed to create a other plane for our reference. So we create another plane, select the reference, and the first reference of this plane is this surface. So this is given as 0.85 and we have to divide it by 2, so it must be in the middle. Click OK. Now we also have to make a cut for this surface. So here you can see we have this cut and the dimension of this cut is given on this view. So let's first define this cut. So we have to open the sketch on the front plane, and draw a line starting from, just zoom, starting from this edge to this edge, and just simply define the dimension. So from this point and this point it has a horizontal dimension of 0.2, and now we needed to define the angular dimension. So between this line and this edge, this dimension is given as 65. Now you can see it's fully defined. So just close this sketch. So this face we want to remove it, and we have to use the extrude cut, revolve cut, sorry, revolve cut. So what we needed a reference line. So this is reference line and we want to remove the material using the cut extrude. So revolve cut, and you can see it is revolving around this center line, but we don't want it to cut the 360-degree. We want it to make sure he must cut from this side till this side and till this side. So we just put 90 in one direction and direction 2 also 90, and it will cut the required material. Okay, now we use the mirror, and for the mirror face or plane around which plane we want to mirror it around this plane, and features to mirror, which features we want to mirror this tab, this base extrude, and this cut. We want to mirror these features from the design tree. How we achieve this one? Okay, this dimension is not correct. 0.85 divided by 2, just edit it. Okay, now it's correct. Just hide this plane. Now we needed to add this tab, the tab between these two things which is connecting them, and the dimension is given here 0.625. So just open the sketch on one of the tab, highlight this center point, draw a circle and give the dimension to this circle is 0.625. And now we want to extrude this circle onto this surface. So just use the extrude and select up to surface and just tell the SolidWorks we want to extrude it till this surface. Click OK. Now we achieve this one. So let's see what is remaining in our design. So, so we have to remove this cylinder. This one we have to remove it from here and we have to make this part. These two things are left in the design. So just draw a sketch on this surface and we want to use the converted dentist tools. We want to remove this cylinder. So diameter is same for this cylinder and this one. So we just convert this edge here on our sketching face. So it's converted to sketch, exit it and just extrude cut. And at what point we want to cut it, use the up to surface and we want to cut it up to this surface. So we remove this one. Next, we are going to open the sketch on the front plane and we will draw a sketch like that. The dimension of this sketch is given here. So start the sketch from this point and just move your uh, line here and then come to this point and it will be converted to a arc tool like that. Now give the dimension. So from for this line it has a dimension of 0.875 and this dimension is given as 0.125. It's also 0.125. So it's fully defined. Exit the sketch, use the extruded cut, and basically we needed to make the remove the material on both sides. So we just select blind. We can select the mid plane. Okay, and for the mid plane, we are going to define the total dimension. So its total dimension for this cut is 0.188. So it is cut on the both sides. Okay. Now the last step is just add the given fillets. So for the first fillets, the radius is 0.125. We have to select this edge and this edge and see the we have to add the chamfer. So the diameter of this chamfer, the first dimension is 0.025 and the angle is 45 for this edge and for this edge. Next, again, we have to add the fillets. So let's see, the diameter of this dimension is 0.25 and we have to add for this edge and this edge. Again, select the fillet and this is 0.025 between this and this edge and this edge. So we completed this design. We can also select the material. Alloy steel is the material for this. So alloy steel, define the material. Now our design is complete. Thank you so much. Just follow this step and keep practicing so you have a better command on the SolidWorks. Thank you so much.